Hey, welcome to the Blackout Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we are live coming to you for the first time in the new year. Ready to do some podcasting. I hope you guys all had a great New Year celebration. I hope you guys are ready for whatever you bring into the new year, your resolutions, whatever you left in the old year. We're ready to go too.
Yeah, all that good stuff. I normally don't do like New Year's resolutions or anything like that. But for some reason this year, I just made a list. I was like, what are there? Because sometimes you have things that you kind of want to prove on, but you don't want like a resolution. You just want to kind of bring it to the forefront so you can kind of be aware of like your own shortcomings, and like you sit down and don't lie to yourself about things you are going to do and things you aren't going to do and things like that. And there are certain things that I know that I'm kind of lazy about. I just don't want to do, or they're inconvenience, whatever the case may be. I be making excuses kind of in my own brain about these things. Like everybody else, you have your own anxieties, you know, those things that kind of get in your way, preventing you from being the best version of yourself.
Right.
So they're not resolutions. They're just like a list of things that I've kind of noticed about myself that I want to improve on, but they don't have to be like giant improvements. I just want to be better today than I was yesterday, or even if it's a 1 to 2 to 5% increase of betterness, it's better than what I was doing, which was nothing, if that makes sense. So because I feel like that way I don't put pressure on myself. I don't feel any form of disappointments when I don't hit these marks, because I don't really have like marks or milestones or things, you know what I mean, and things like that. I just say, okay, these are things that I'm seeing. What can I do to adjust and adapt around these things without putting the pressure on myself to be like, I gotta do it, you know what I mean, type of thing that a lot of people do when it comes to the resolution. Because some people are great at resolutions. They can write a resolution and keep. That's great. That's not me, so that's why I just don't do them, because I personally feel like it's a waste of my time, because I'm lying to me, because I know I'm not going to do these big grandiose, you know, things sometimes that people make on their list. And so like there are like small little things, you know, because like you do a lot of things, and one of the things I had was to kind of help you a little bit more, you know. And I know that might not sound like a big thing, but that's kind of a big thing for me, because sometimes I'm very tired. Sometimes I don't have the energy, but I need to do things so that I have the time and the energy, if that makes sense, to kind of adapt. And so like that's kind of my form of the resolution. And
I think a lot of times, like I know I don't make New Year's resolutions normally, and I think a lot of times it's because I don't want to be a cliche.
right.
You know, because it feels like the New Year's resolution is the big thing that we're all kind of too cool for, you know, like, and then I know that I'm a secret type A personality. Like I'm not an overt type A personality. It's a very secret type A of like, I don't like doing things and not being good at them and failing. I don't like attempting to do something that I might not be able to do and end up quitting. And so sometimes I will be like, I don't want to make a big deal out of this, because what if I quit in a month, you know? But that's just a negative way of looking at stuff, because
Right.
honestly, it could be a month of, you know, something like this is a month more of working out than I was. This is a month more of walking than I was. This is a month
Right.
more of,
I just look at it as little,
cleaning up than I was.
Little increments of improvement, which
Right.
is a form of improvement, which means, you know, it's a lot of people have all or nothing mentality, and that, you know, and that's not really healthy. Most people are in the middle when
Yeah.
it comes to it. Some days you're going to hit the mark, some days you're not, and it's okay. You're not.
Yeah. And improvement is improvement.
Yes,
Yeah.
improvement is improvement. And so, you know, for me, I kind of look at it kind of similar to that, you know, because you was asking me about some stuff in there, like some little bottles that I had. And I was like, well, I like at one period of time I had got really, really good about like juicing and all this type of stuff. But then I fell off. But then I realized I was doing it every morning. I was like, that's the problem. What I'm going to start doing is making it in advance, putting it in the bottles, and then drinking it over a course of days. And I know me, I will more likely stick with that versus something I wake up and I have to do every morning. I'm like, again, you know. So I'm like, okay, Karen, what are little things that you can kind of pre-plan, prep, like, you know, think about the future version of you that's gonna be happy that you did this now, type of thing. And so that's kind of my mind, you know, my mindset and things like that. Like I enjoy walking with you and things like that, and I realize that the walking shoes I have now, I've had them for a while, and I didn't realize this. I had walked like 2 of them 5Ks with them, and I looked at the bottom, and they were slick, like, like how it has no rubber on it. So I was like, okay, it's time to replace my shoes. So that's why I was asking you about, the shoes going on sale. So I was like, well, I want to be
and a
more
lot of
dedicated to things like that.
Yeah, and a lot of times they have sales around the new year. So like it's a good time, like if society is recognizing this is the time that everybody tries to get their shit together.
Right.
I mean, well, why not take advantage of, Hoka's is, 40% off. Like, then let me get the Hoka's now rather than be like, I'm too cool for school and pay full price 2 months from now. Cause I was like, I don't do New Year's resolutions. I was at the gym yesterday, and it was crowded. Like, it was a lot of people in there. I know a lot of people get frustrated with that, but it was also my first time back in the gym for real in about a month because of the injuries I was dealing with. And then I caught, like, I don't know if it's a flu or a cold, but it was, it had me down bad for about a week. And so getting in there and like working out again and dealing with the crowd, it was fine. Like, it's just a thing you have to deal with mentally and prepare yourself. And, and I'm hopeful and wishful for all those people to continue, success on their journeys as well. I'm trying to get mine. I'm just concentrating on my own race.
Yeah.
And, any time that you pick is arbitrary. I don't,
anytime.
Yeah. So I don't blame you. And, we'll see how it goes in the new year. But I think a lot of people are probably trying to find good habits and it's a good sense of renewal and tradition and stuff around it. So why not take advantage?
Yeah, and it's also like a lot of people, you get in your own brain, you have your own anxieties, you have your own self-doubts, you have your own fears on certain things because when you're changing things, that means you have to change habits. That means you have to break habits. That means sometimes you have to break traditions, things that you are kind of accustomed to so that you get to the bigger goal. And I know that that's kind of difficult for just human beings, particularly adults who've kind of, built in your way. Sometimes your bad habits are habits, so they're kind of self-built in. And so sometimes it's kind of hard to fight against the thing that goes, oh, this is more comfortable. I'm used to doing this.
Well,
I know for me,
it's just life. Yeah, the thing for me is like some stuff you might continue to do, some stuff you might do, and you might not like it.
Agreed.
I'm okay letting stuff go if it doesn't work out for me. I'm like, sometimes it's just the fact that I tried it. It's like, okay, I did try juicing every day or whatever, and say a month in, I'm like, it's not making me feel that much better, and it's a lot of work. Cool. I'm try something else, find something, or that, take that time and dedicate it to something else. So I totally, I'm with it. So, all right. But yeah, shout out to y'all making New Year's resolutions and stuff. One of mine is to have sex every day, multiple times a day. So that's gonna be
I don't know about that.
Whoa, this is my New Year's resolution.
It might be tough, baby. I'm gonna have to get my energy level up. What is we doing here?
This is my New Year's resolution, okay? You just said you try new things every day and all this stuff. You just said. I can't believe you lying already. It's day 3 of New Year's. And I thought it'd be an open-minded. Try it. All right.
I am open-minded.
The official weapon of the show is
the taser. The folding chair. Damn,
wow.
I'm messing up.
Day one.
Beginning of the year, folding chair.
And the unofficial sport.
Bullet ball.
The bullet ball. Extreme. This is a feedback show. This is when we talk about the things that you guys had to say about the things we had to say throughout the week. We only did 2 episodes last week, so this might be a shorter show, but we did get a lot of stuff in the mail. Yay! So we will be talking about the cards and stuff you guys sent us. Also, if you had sent us your holiday address, I went ahead and put in for the cards. I think I got 75 cards this year. We have 54 addresses so far. So the most we could do is 21 more.
So go ahead and get your addresses.
And a lot of times I keep 1 card for myself. Yeah. So it's probably more like 20 more. And I got the stickers officially for the that we'll be putting into your cards when you get them, and you can stick them on your cars, on your Trapper Keepers, on your laptops,
so
wherever you put stickers.
Yeah, so you still got times for for those of you like, did I miss it? No, you did not. You still have time.
You got time, but just there's a finite amount of the cards. I won't be ordering more.
Nope.
And if we got your address, you're good. If you're hearing the sound of my voice and you already had sent your address before you heard this on the 3rd of January, then you already made it. But if it's after that, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I guess without further ado, we can kind of get into some podcast stuff where we read your reviews. We talk about your comments on our website. We talk about the polls that we had throughout the week. We talk about YouTube, Spotify, everywhere that you can leave comments. We're going to get to those comments because we appreciate y'all, man. Y'all took the time, so we're going to take the time. Oh, but first, a shout out to the people that gave us money on the website by going to the blackouttips.com, looking on the right hand side, and deciding to put in on this in whatever denomination they feel.
May I have your attention? You are now listening to Charlotte's Own Rod and Karen. We welcome the good folks who tithe to the Black Guy Who Tips.
New bank, new thanks. Adam S, Mariano, Joe H, Tyrone M, call him, Jason F, Dorothea S, Michael Irvin, the Playmaker, Waste Bees Basura, Mary H, followed by Allison H. The H is coming to pack. Stefan H, the H family is here. That's crazy.
They representing hard.
Michael F, Jeff M, Jonathan H, Corey B, Chriselle B. That's everybody for this week. Thank you for putting the money in our pockets. All right, now for the most anticipated segment of the week, every week.
All right.
Did somebody leave a 5-star review, or did y'all deserve some more commercials?
Up to you. You decide.
New year, old policy. We got one new 5-star review 6 days ago. Shout out to
the
you.
Sacrificial lamb.
Casey ate rice. They keep it real. Rod and Karen are not just thoughtful and funny every episode. They keep it real. They could get a lot more followers if they went more towards the fringe, but they care about the listeners community and keep it 100. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I really do think that, man. Like, I do think, I mean, it is what it is, man. I feel like I couldn't live with myself being fake. Right. I couldn't live with doing a show that I was just saying shit hoping that we would get like viral or get picked up. And I know that sometimes it's a struggle because it's like, what I'm saying is not controversial, but also not the thing that will help you to make it into other areas. You see podcasts blowing up all the time, and sometimes it's like this is a slow and steady type of thing we're building. It may have even reached its this is as big as it's gonna be. I have no idea what would take our show to a level above where we're at, but I'm very happy. I sleep at night very soundly. I feel firm in who I am. I feel like all the people in my life that know me can hear this show and be like, that's who he is. And I appreciate that, and I appreciate the audience that supports us getting to be our free thinking Black thought selves of just, this is what we do and this is how we feel, and and kind of let us cook. And then also, every Saturday y'all have an invite to let us know what you think about what we said. And sometimes it's still sharp and still. Sometimes it's, an attaboy. Sometimes it's I disagree. But the fact that we've been able to do this for going on 16 years now has been amazing. And this was not a path or a bridge that was built for us or that was put. We made a lot of this stuff ourselves, and I'm extremely proud of that. So this is our baby, and you guys writing in and letting us know on these 5-star reviews, it's like telling us your kid is smart. Hey, I saw your kid's recital and it was actually really good.
They weren't too terrible.
Yeah, so thank y'all. And no commercial. So let's go straight to we only had 2 episodes, so I don't know where the AI gonna throw the commercial on this one. I'll maybe between episodes, I'll find a way to get a couple commercials in, because iHeart got to get their money, guys. Let's be honest. 3202. Jingle Bells and Silent L's was our feedback episode. We got 7 comments. Appia says, about the white friends of Rod. I also wondered how this level-headed Rod could refuse to be in pictures with white people and me still loving the show. This is obviously some mental dissonance I performed here. Like, yes, but he can't mean me, right? Yes. It's funny because, when we do our live shows and stuff, like, white people are some of our fans. We take pictures with. It's not like we're like, excuse me, like that scene in Malcolm X where it's like, what can a white girl do for the revolution? It's like, nothing. Like, what? Anyway, yes, Katie Couric isn't really aggressive in the ass, but she is aggressively persuading me. They must have gotten some meta info about me and think now playing the ad every time for as long as it's the latest, and afterwards the newest episode comes every time. They really want to take me away here, but no chance. Maybe they just think the Blackout Tips and Katie Couric got something in common. I don't listen to Katie Couric.
Crossover audience.
Maybe I should start listening.
Right.
Maybe I'm gonna get on there and see she be talking about some stuff that I'm into. Maybe she what do Katie Couric podcasts talk about? I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I'm not even really sure what Katie Couric does for a living other than just
I don't
hang
know.
out. Yeah, I know what a Couric is.
Yes.
What is Katie Couric podcast? Let's see. What is it about? Next question. From political insiders to sharp-eyed journalists, she's breaking down what's worth your attention. Okay. All right. So she interviews captivating personalities. So she does an interview thing. All right. We kind of do interviews with people too. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Anyway, shout out to Katie Couric. I think she comes from a conservative family. The art she does is rather progressive, at least not conservative. Movie about lesbian boxer. I'm sorry. This is about Sydney Sweeney. They really want to take me away from here, but no chance. Obviously, I even come here if I think Rod doesn't talk to white people in real life, so I'm hooked. I think Rod is right about Sydney Sweeney. I just want to know what else you're assuming about me. that I'm like, what? Like I thought you would not be pictured with white folks. Like, wow. What else do you think? I think you'll kill somebody over sugar grits. No, those are jokes. Some of these is not translating.
We will not.
I think she comes from a conservative family, Sydney Sweeney. The art she does is rather progressive and at least not conservative. Movie about a lesbian boxer isn't really reading conservative, but who would watch her stuff? Yeah, even her role in Euphoria. I was like, it's very like about like sex and slut shaming, and she's in an interracial relationship with a jock, and like it's. Those aren't things conservative people want to consume about kids and drug use and all this stuff in that type of way. So yeah, I don't think she's like a person went out of country in the kind of, and look, she might just be a conservative in real life. That happens all the time, but in the idea of signaling to conservatives with whatever your branding is, and then being like, but my art is starting to flop at the theaters. I'm not saying her art is flopping because of her politics. Don't get me wrong. I think that's what people online want to make a very simple, easy, like, this is why her shit sucks. But a lot of this stuff is also the catch-22 of being like a sex pot woman in Hollywood. Those things those movies and those eras for those actresses typically have very short lifespans.
Yes, they do.
And they kind of have to cash in as often and as fast as they can.
That's what everybody was like for ScarJo. They're like, she's there. I was like, yeah, because after a while, they're going to be like, you nothing but a mama and a grandma. I was like, well, goddamn, my life don't end because I turned 30.
ScarJo is like one of the few people that kind of made it through, and she's made it to the other side where she's still a star in movies like Jurassic Park, and she's able to like direct and all this stuff. But like shit was turning on her too, because the sex role started slowing down. then also when you get autonomy, you might not want to just keep doing these roles of like, here's my titties again and again, and like at some point you're like, dog, I do want to be in a role that's a lawyer, and I don't think the lawyer should have to like have her cleavage showing for us to have a movie, you know, whatever. And so you have that. And also the element of, I mean, and this is the part that always gets erased, especially with women, but some women are very aware of this and they're like, let me cash in. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I think a lot of people like they kind of down women who are like using their attractiveness to get by. Man, when you're living in and when you're living in a finite system like Hollywood, you should just do it, because I mean, not should, but you should be allowed to do that without a lot of judgment, because it's not, you didn't set this system up. And if you know that, if you're Anna de Armas and you know that when I turn 37, these motherfuckers are going to stop calling me like I died, then yeah, I'm finna be Marilyn Monroe and I'm gonna be in this and I'm gonna be in that. Go ahead and just get it, because at some point this unfair system will be like, we're gonna find another woman whose tits are just a little perkier. So I understand the pressure that these women, no matter how highly you think they are at the time that we're talking about them, no matter how high on the call sheet you think they are, it's gonna come crashing down, because it's a law of diminishing returns. And so I think a lot of times they start doing these things that are a little bit either desperate, or they just start feeling themselves and be, you know, and maybe that's what happened with Sydney Sweeney. ScarJo, I remember she did, and she's still with this, by the way, she came out loudly as a supporter of Woody Allen. She also did a movie where she was gonna play a trans role, but then she ended up like, but people got so upset. And of course she did Ghost in the Shell, which is a movie that is supposed to be about like a Japanese woman, and she played the main character. And it's in the script. There's ways that it works, but I just remember people were turning on her. And I was like, yeah, this is kind of the pattern. So now you don't really have this liberal audience that would like to be fans, and you don't really have a conservative audience, because this is not the kind of art they fuck with anyway.
Agreed.
So it's just kind of yeah, you're just kind of stuck. And I think Sydney Sweeney's the newest person to go through it, but won't be the last. The left-leaning people don't want to support her, and the art is too progressive for the conservatives, so who is it for? I don't know. It seemed like she's trying to come back to some extent, though, because I saw she did an interview where she was like, I'm against all hate, and I don't know why people even thought that. And I'm like, man, them box office returns was not returning.
So somebody got a hold of you like, bitch, just shut the fuck up and act.
Or something.
Right.
Yeah, something. And I mean, who knows at this point if it's even possible to go back. And I've heard people that kind of flow. Like, I listened to Firestarter, and I know Sam is a big movie person too, and I know him, and I think he had Chris Lambert and my man from Tim, People's Critic, who we met out in Seattle. Like, I think they were on, and they were kind of talking about the Sydney Sweeney thing and feeling like this is getting overblown. And like all things on social media, of course, it's overblown. Literally everything on social media is overblown. But the idea of like I think people have to be careful from turning into like they ain't do nothing to this is a bit of an overreaction to what they did. And I think you can argue that this is an overreaction to what she did, because like you know, like you have MAGA family members, you registered to vote as a Republican in 2025, which is 2024, which is a big like, ooh, yo, that's Trump's second term, and you're in Florida, and you're like, I want to vote. I want to put my hat in the ring as a Republican. And I don't know how people found out, but they leaked that shit. And then her statements when she first got confronted about her ad and how it had these weird kind of subliminal meanings was a kind of a dismissive statement.
And so tone matters.
Yeah, and also, you know, and people are looking to hate, you know, but the point being like, it wasn't a complete like, wow, they just set her up. She didn't even do none of this shit. It was like she kind of fed into it, I think, for a little bit, and then realized, oh, this is not worth it, and
it's not beneficial.
Let me walk this shit back. And you know, and I do respect and understand she was in a difficult situation, meaning that what the fuck are you gonna do after you done filmed the ad? Hey, your ad is racist, and we think it's about what do you call it? Genetic like white supremacy. You're not gonna say yes. Like either way, you're not gonna say yes. If you meant to do it, you're not gonna say yes. And if you didn't mean to do it, you're like, what? No, don't say that. So yeah, you're just kind of gonna be in between a rock and a hard place. She'll be okay. She's Sydney Sweeney. She's gonna be doing far better than many other people in this world. But yeah, I think that's kind of what happened to her, and now we'll see what happens with the rest of her career.
We like you say, we will, only time will tell, roles and how the box office and things continue. And yeah, just like everything else, people have these hives, and like you say, a lot of those people are like, you ain't do nothing wrong, and you're like, no, that's not realistic either, like you said.
Right.
And like I said, for the internet, it's always an overreaction either one way or the other. There's not really a middle ground online. There's not really nuance, and that's why a lot of times I'm grateful and I'm thankful for this podcast, because I don't talk about a lot of shit online. I just purposely don't.
Right.
Because I'm not trying to be funny. A lot of people, there's too many bots, number one. And two, a lot of people, they when they come to you, most people, a high percentage of people aren't coming to you in good faith. And I don't have the time nor the effort, nor do I care enough to figure out if you're coming to me in good faith or not. I'd rather just not interact with you, just to eliminate that conversation, because you might think it's a joke and I don't. Like I don't like to talk to people who love devil advocates like that.
Right.
Me personally, that pisses me off, because now you're wasting my motherfucking time. And I don't like to talk to people who start conversations off in not good faith. I like for us to both base things in fact and actually have a conversation. I'm talking about like a real conversation. Like, okay, I disagree with you. Okay, you disagree with me. And it is what it is. And we're not disagreeing over things that can't be changed. We're talking apps. You know what I mean? Like it's a difference. And I realize the internet doesn't allot for that. So I like to come here, talk to you, and have an interaction with our audience where I know I'm being understood. I know that I'm not taken out of context. I know that because words mean things to me, and for so many people, words don't mean anything. People just be saying shit.
I just think it's very rare to find that, this space that we've made is a rare space, I think, because we can come on here, we can have discussions and assume good faith, disagree, agree, whatever, move on. It doesn't get disrespectful. No one gets called out of their name. I foster those spaces in my real life too with my friends.
Right.
And you can tell if people, it's based on trust and safety. And if someone starts feeling either untrusting or unsafe, it immediately goes to shit. Cause people are not made to be able to say, oh, we just arrived at different conclusions, but I respect where you come from and I understand how you got there. And I don't assume you're a bad person because, hey, we're both here together to try to solve, to try to walk through this life together or whatever. Right. And that's not something that's guaranteed. So I feel you on that. And but yeah, Sydney Sweeney, I mean, we've watched this happen before, and we've also, in my opinion, watched this happen to people that literally didn't do anything wrong.
Agreed.
Like I still think people's obsession with trying to turn Taylor Swift into this like villainous.
I don't understand.
And I remember when it first started, and it was like people saying how she wasn't speaking up enough and all this shit. And then the more she spoke up, the more they just moved the bar to like, no, we're gonna hate her still. It just happens, and the internet kind of goes in these waves, and some, it's like, forget every good thing this person's ever done. So, I do understand people's reticence to be like, oh, so now I gotta hate Sydney Sweeney. I do get people who are like, I don't want to be with that shit either. But case by case basis, sometimes it's like, and like I said, I don't hate her either. I just feel like she kind of tried to play that role and then realized ain't nothing over there for me. And I'm sure with her friends and all that shit and the co-workers and shit, there's a lot of people like, man, what the fuck do you stand for?
Yep.
So, she got to deal with it.
Yeah, and it's also when it comes to like the things on the internet I know I'm not an exception to the internet rules. And that's the thing. Everybody thinks that they're an exception to the internet rules until the rules start applying to them. And they're like, oh my God, but you were but you've been on the other side with and I'm guilty of it too, with your pitchforks, with your knives, claiming blood, wanting to take people down. And like I said, and this is somebody who I'm not above this. But if something happens and all of a sudden, and it don't matter if it's 10 people or 100,000 people, if you feel like whatever the arbitrary number is, the internet is coming from you, for you, your opinion about going after people and the nuances of the internet will change. For people who have never been on the other side of people just taking you in bad faith, not believing anything you say is the truth, attacking your character, if you've never really dealt with that on the internet, it's real easy for you to be like, fuck them, it don't care. And it's real easy for you to dismiss it because you have never been on the other side. Because not trying funny, ain't nobody looking for you, Otis. So nobody really cares about your opinion. So you can stay in the darkness and you can live your private life because nobody's consistently watching you. Nobody consistently snapping pictures of you. Nobody consistently is on your ass about every mistake and every error that you make. Nobody's watching you grow in real time, make errors in real time. There is a difference. And so to an extent, nobody's perfect, but to an extent, I do have compassion and empathy sometimes because I'm like, oh, okay, I understand how you got there. And yeah, you fucked up, but we all gonna have to deal with the fallout of you fucking up in public when the average person does not have to deal with that.
Michael says, I say chalk like chalk and walk like walk. But I would never think those are silent L's since I know so many people who pronounce the L. Yeah, that's what I find interesting is because there's people who write in and be like, it doesn't say it has an L. It is a silent L. Look at the dictionary. And I'm like, I don't want to be an asshole, but have you met people? That is not how people are talking. Like, I'm not even trying. This is not me trying to pronounce the L. I just said talk. You can hear the L all up in there. You know it. If nothing else, the L would at least change the A to a A that doesn't pronounce like and then pronounce itself like which still changes things. Anyway, Sean says in Japan we send out Ningajou New Year's cards, and they use special postcards that each have a code. On New Year's Day, you get a bundle of cards and check them against the number on the newspaper to see if you won a prize.
Oh, that's sweet.
Also, I have actually been on TV singing Last Christmas multiple times in early aughts. Before the first time when I was actually also singing it in front of a crowd of about 200 before it went on TV. I went to the karaoke booth and practiced singing it for 2 hours, so it's pretty easy for that song to get stuck in my head, but hard to believe people were shocked about George Michael being outed as gay after he released a song with a face of a lover with a fire in his heart, a man undercover, but you tore me apart in the lyrics. Of course, people don't actually pay attention to lyrics considering how many churches did the Macarena, which is a song about a woman cheating on her boyfriend with two of his friends. He was out of town and his two friends were so fine. Yeah, I know. I don't even know those lyrics. So, Absent Minded writes in, brother, you're wrong. There is a silent L in walk. According to Merriam-Webster and Oxford English dictionaries, walk is pronounced walk or walk with a W. Check out the links below. The pronunciation is the same for chalk, stalk, and talk.
You know what? It's a silent B in comb. You know what you don't pronounce? That motherfucking B.
Right.
Like it ain't no, the W makes up for the L. Like, you don't got none of that going on.
Right.
You know, I hate to be like this with y'all, but you ain't got none of that going on. Lasagna, where the G? I don't hear no G in that. When I mean silent, I mean you're not pronouncing it on purpose, on accident. You're not substituting another sound for it.
The English language has inconsistencies and irregularities dealing with pronunciations, spelling, and grammar. Happy New Year to both of you and all the Blackout Tips family. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you to Sean. Big brain
thank you,
Sean.
Baby.
No, that wasn't who wrote that.
Oh.
The Absent Minded wrote that. Sean replied to Absent Minded, and I just want to thank Sean, Big Brain Sean, for coming in. A lot of times I feel like we're on the receiving end of Sean's like, here's my correction, or I got to be a little pedantic and like get into the details. But every once in a while, he gets to y'all before we can, so I don't got to do it. And I appreciate it. He helping me out around here. Mm-hmm. He said yes and no. Walk and walk, even for those who do not pronounce the L, are different for a large group of Americans who differentiate between the A, H, and the sometimes AW sound. Mm-hmm. This lack of differentiation can be frustrating to those who can tell the difference between dawn, D-A-W-N, and don, D-O-N. Walk is more complicated in that there are several pronunciations, and he goes through all of them. And because there are many people around the world who actually pronounce the L, the inclusion in connections, that's where this all started, guys, is blasphemous and an insult to the English-speaking world. That's my fucking point, dog.
Right. It shouldn't have been
It shouldn't be in
included.
connections. If your personal, like, predilections is like, listen, man, I don't even hear the L when I say it or whatever. Cool.
That's fine.
If you from Boston and y'all say walk and car, fine. But that the connections is for the world. And so for you to be like, all these have a silent L, knowing that a lot of English speakers do pronounce that L and it does affect the pronunciation of that L, is some bullshit. Also, because dictionaries, even online ones, have limited space, they tend to simplify words into two standard pronunciations. Those pronunciations often omit more common pronunciations, especially the lack of Indian pronunciations, 500 million of whom speak English as a native language. Numbers are often misrepresented because even though they speak it as a native language, they do not list it as a first language. Sorry, here ends the rant of the linguist who happens to be cunning. Thank you. Your linguism came in. Your linguistics came in the hand.
Yeah, because my thing is like I understand, people saying it's pronounced this way, it's pronounced that way. I get that, y'all, but there's so many pronunciations of it that's the problem. The problem is that there's not a standard pronunciation of it. So I'm like, Roger, that's why I shouldn't be included in Connect.
Yeah, don't put it in the puzzle.
Right.
Y'all want to argue about it amongst yourselves, fine. But I feel the same way if it was like if one of the connections was like the four things that go together are, I don't know, lemonade, sweet tea, what else? I don't know, candied apples and grits. And you were like, what's the thing in common? They say all things served with sugar. I'm like, but that's not true. Y'all know that's people are not serving grits with sugar. That is not a thing that is happening. You can't go to a restaurant. Now you might and then people that eat sugar grits will write in like, but I love sugar in my grits. Sometimes I'll take grits and just put them in sugar. And it's like that. It shouldn't be in connections is my point.
It shouldn't be in connections.
That's a very specific, the point of connections is that we can all do the logical deductions back to this is why these things are in a row.
Right.
So in that case, it doesn't apply. C6 says, if the L in talk and walk is not silent, then neither is the G in lasagna. The G modifies the N to a nya sound. If it was silent, it would be pronouncing it as lasagna, not lasagna. Sorry, Wheezy. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. I wouldn't put that one in there for silent G. I honestly wouldn't. And I do recognize that people say the G is silent, especially after Lil Wayne's rap song. But like, if they said the words for that one are light, night, might, and lasagna, I can see people missing that.
Yes.
I'm like, but you do kind of, the G makes the N different. And it's like, well, no, it's not pronounced. It's like, I don't know, man. I feel like that's different than might. Anyway. EVE says, I think one of Nicki's biggest issues is that her fans enable her to a point of psychosis. In my opinion, she has one of the most toxic fandoms out of all the fandoms, and that's saying something considering the Beehive is still putting B emojis in Kid Rock's comment section because he made a snide comment about her years ago.
Damn. They were like, never forget. Bzz.
I think she believed most would stick beside her, and maybe a lot of them still will, but being perpetually online has probably not been good for her mental health, which could be one of the reasons she's deteriorating. Yeah, I agree. All right, let's check the comments on YouTube this one, man. So Crowdcast did not record the video for this.
Oh, okay. Okay, this is the one you said. Yeah.
I hit them up and said, hey, this didn't record the video. Can y'all send me a copy of the video? Can y'all find it? Is it on your? That was a week ago. I got a couple replies back that were like, we're on vacation, but we're going to find somebody that can work on this and we're going to get back to you. They still haven't gotten back to me. Maybe I don't know when they're coming back to work over there. But in the meantime, I went ahead and I figured a way out where I could take a picture and make the video so that y'all shouldn't get the way I did it last time, where it was a ton of commercials that I didn't know were in there. I think you guys should be okay this time. Like, I think there shouldn't have been a lot of commercials, but you did not get the video, and I'm sorry for that, but it's really beyond my control.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Miss TLC says no video, wanted to see the cards and Karen's gift. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wish I could show y'all that. Damien says, bruh, why you had me looking down to catch a peek at Karen's gift? Yeah, there's no video, so like, what was it?
Hopefully that done came back. It's a new year. They've had the last 2 weeks off. Hopefully we get it.
Yeah, if I get the video, I will post it. But I'm gonna be honest.
It.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not that optimistic that we will ever get that video if it's been over a week and they haven't sent it. Synchro Fly says, Arby's or Denny's? I want to enter Subway into the conversation. No, they're not racist, but as far as gross fast food goes, I'd easily risk the chance of consuming mystery meat at Arby's or racial profiling at Denny's before setting foot into another Subway. After serving 20 plus years in the Navy, believe me when I say pretty much every base has a Subway, and that was the quintessential last resort spot to grab a quick bite during a lunch break, and I've been scarred for life. The thought of swallowing another sandwich consisting of slimy gray, overly processed lunch meat between two pieces of cardboard makes my insides churn every time I drive past one of their locations. Okay, so if I had to rank Arby's, Denny's, Subway, Karen, where are you putting Arby's, Denny's, Subway in those three if you had to rank them?
Arby's, Denny's, Subway. I'm not even gonna lie. For me, it would be. I love Subway meatball subs. So for
you do,
yeah. I like, and I know it's Mr. Meat smacked in marinara sauce. Like, but
but is Arby's and Denny's not mystery meat? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, if I had to, if I had to go,
this is of these three. We get it. Yeah.
So I would go Subway only, and that's basically the only thing I eat there.
Right.
And then I would go well, I haven't had Denny's in forever.
Okay.
So I think Arby's and then Denny's, because I haven't had Denny's.
So Subway, Arby's, Denny's for you.
Yeah,
I
couldn't tell you what Denny's tastes like, child.
I think of those three, I'd go. Man, you're right. I think I would go Arby's. And I think I'm gonna go Arby's because there's more food on their menu I would eat. Whereas with Subway, I think that meatball sub, at least the last time I had it, it's always been consistent.
Yeah, the only consistent thing on the menu.
Yeah, so I think I'm Arby's, Subway, and Denny's is still last. But because I actually can't, and maybe because you was in the military, it's fine, but I can't deal with the racial profiling at Denny's. I can't. Every time I order, I'm just like, they spitting in my food, which was microwaved.
They is calling me a Negro in the background.
They spitting in my food, and my food was microwaved. Like, it wasn't even worth this. This is not even the IHOP kitchen. They just back there microwaving pancakes.
In fact, a few years ago, we literally had a Denny's up the street from us, up on the hill, and I never went to it.
I went there one time on a whim, and I regretted it immediately. Everything was just covered in salt. The pancakes sound like it was from frozen to microwave or toasted. And I left there as hungry as I was when I walked in, because I was just like, this was not worth it.
And that makes sense why they closed. Yeah.
Let's see. This is from the Lady Frog, who says, found your podcast after hearing you on Karen Hunter's show. Been listening for about a year. So glad I found you. Love both you and Karen. You guys helped me to digest some of the craziness going on out here in the world. Wanted to wish you both a happy new year. I would give you 5 stars, but I can't on YouTube. It's all good. We'll take that comment, and we appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Let's see. And on Spotify, one comment, Mucho Mama says, hey, me again, ... bulk, walk. I don't know. Love y'all. I don't know what this means, but thank you for chiming in whichever way. If that was in support of us or against us,
agree.
I'll never know. Sean already explained everying I can explain to y'all, so I'm gonna just move on.
Yeah, agree or disagree.
Yeah. The poll was, is the L in words like chalk and walk silent? Yes, 23%. 77% say no. Now, I raised this to make the point. The point is, should it be included in connections?
No.
Anything that is that fucking controversial should not be. That's obvious.
Yeah, that's how the whole conversation
even if you
came up in the
completely
first place.
disagree with us, you know that should not be included. Where 77% of a very smart, savvy audience, if I say so myself, is like, I don't think so. I think that is not a silent L. Then why is it included in the puzzle? Get the fuck out of here, Connections.
Because that's what Roger's biggest complaint was, like you say, something like that. You should have had another word.
Yeah, fuck out of here. All right, let's move on. But first, our first commercial break.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated. This is just a commercial break. Relax, sit back, enjoy.
This is just a commercial break.
This is just a commercial. This is just a commercial break.
3203, sitting down with Pete Dominic.
This was fun.
It was a brand new guest. We're gonna be seeing him in April in Las Vegas for Pod Jam 3. You can get your tickets. It's in the show notes. I'll be putting the QR code and stuff in some of our social media posts. Yes, Karen, I remember just now. I need to send those to you. Sometimes I forget.
Oh, you good?
Ronan Raphael says, chose to end 2025 with a strong poll I see. The poll is, do you have hypervigilance? I want to pull up the video of this episode because it feels like I've kind of know Pete Dominic from probably his CNN days. That was around the highest of my watching the network, so I guess I've been out of the cable news for a long time. At the same time, I do enjoy the mysticism of just hearing his voice and trying to figure out what he looks like while the answer is within reach, recreating my radio days of childhood. All that to say, I enjoyed this conversation. I'm excited for Pete's return. I love how Pete quickly played white people news and added to. Yeah, you know, I enjoyed that as well. I thought he was a great guest, very giving, very funny, and like I like that he's not afraid to come out here and like have his opinion, know his shit, and bounce off of each other, agree, disagree, all that type of stuff. I actually think that's like fun and important in comedy. And so, yeah, I appreciated him having like perspectives and stories, and I learned a lot about him. I didn't know all that stuff about him and college and going to school and knowing all these black people and shit like that. I didn't know all that about his career.
Right.
I mean, man has done a lot, so
Yes, he has.
it was very cool of him to to hop on with us and to have us on his show, and I truly enjoyed it. Evie says, I really enjoyed this episode and this guest. I hope you have Pete on again, especially playing some of the games. Absolutely. Yeah. We got to definitely do that. He passed the initial background check, you know. That's how it feels anyway.
Right.
It's like you got to do that initial, like, let's see what kind of person this is, you know, see what he come on and say, see if he pass the can you be cool test, you know. It's not, I don't think it's a difficult test, but I mean, look, we've watched people fail it before,
and they fail the easy shit.
Yeah, we'd be like, oh damn, no, we can't be hanging out with you, you know. So which would have really sucked because it was like, what we gonna do in April, you know. But he passed the test, so we don't have to worry about that for now. And then the comments on YouTube, we got 6 comments, so people really chimed in on the YouTube. Happy New Year, y'all. The girl on the other side of the road says, and Karen, your hat gave me a headache. You look cute though. That's probably just a joke. Happy New Year, Rod and Karen, says Sydney. Every time Rod says back when I had white friends, I die laughing every time. Yeah, it's so funny because I'm not saying it as a laugh line anymore. It's just that is how I think of that era in my time of my life. But it is objectively funny. Like when other people laugh at me saying it, I'll be like, yeah, that is, I guess, a funny way to put it. But how else could I put it? You know, I guess it is the quickest, easiest way to explain that. And I think also if you listen to this episode, and I've talked about it before, but now this should give some of y'all that haven't heard it in a long time, like, or never heard it, oh, that's what happened. Because, you know, I don't, not in a negative way, like this isn't trying to be dismissive, but I don't think about those people that often, like just because we're not in each other's lives as much anymore, I don't have a lot of ill will towards many of them or anything like that. But it's just, that was a time where I was branching out and I made these friends, and I just think the way that it ended was just one of those, like, sometimes shit just come to an end, and
yes, it's run its course.
you hate when it comes to an end in a negative way where like people have negative feelings, but you got to be honest with yourself. And I'm not the kind of person that, I wouldn't have been able to live with myself if I kept coming around that group knowing how casual and cool they are with the idea of like Trump supporters, racism. I'm not saying they all were racist or anything like that. Not even close.
Right.
Just the fact that to live in those spaces, you have to tolerate that stuff. I can't live with that. And I don't. And it's partially because, like I said, I have something in me that does speak up, man. Sometimes I don't always think it's a good thing, but I think it's the best way for me to live my life, which is, I don't give a fuck if I love you, if you're my best friend, if you're my wife, if you're myself. If we can't be like, oh, but what about this thing? When we're talking, what are we even doing? Then we're not. That's not even a real relationship.
Yeah, and we actually need to have forms of communication. Also, I think for me, one part about growing up and being an adult, life be lifing, and being black and being in America and being a woman, and everybody have all these boxes they check. And when you go to your job is paying you to deal with all that motherfucking shit. Like when you walk into the office place, your office place is that, look, you're gonna have to deal with the racist coworker, you're gonna deal with the racist boss, you're gonna deal with the condescending person, you're gonna deal with the person with the phone. Like we are paying you to show up to deal with this, okay? Like your presence here is to deal with certain shit and to navigate this world. Why? Because the contract is payment. I'm not dealing with bullshit for free. On my own personal time, on my free will time, where I can be motherfucking sleeping, I'm not dealing with it. So for me, I'm like, no, I don't want you around. Why? Because my time is free and it's important to me.
I like your default is like, when I could be sleeping.
Fussing and arguing with you, got my blood pressure up. For what, bitch? I could be doing anything else.
Yeah, so, and I think also just there's a level of privilege to whiteness that it can be a little exhausting to some of us, because like things that are debatable to them, and I think this, for the record, I think this is of all privilege, my own privileges as well, right? As like a male, there's certain conversations I can be involved in that are more theoretical or less crucial to my actual like safety, that you get to be almost aloof, where it's like, oh, you don't think this, and so yeah, to some people that's exhausting to be around, so it's just hard to maintain those relationships, and I respect it. Like what am I gonna? No, you got it. So those white people, when I told them basically like, hey, this is some bullshit. The ones that understood, and the ones that didn't fuck with me anyway. Simply Saida says, I like him. Laughing emoji.
I'm glad you do, baby.
J Full says, I just gave JL another donation because of how glowingly Pete talked about him. He real. I listen to his Patreon podcast, and he put up like an update on how the race is going and the new year and all that stuff. Just a little quick thing he put out, and I think he said there's like 5 weeks left in that race, so
before they actually vote,
I guess we'll know sometime in February how everything like panned out for him. I have no idea where exactly how it's going. I know there's like 12 people in that race, and I want to say maybe Politico or someone did a write-up on it, and he was one of the 5 they chose out of the field of 12. So like he is making some headway, but you just never know, because it's tough to change people's minds and hearts, and especially in that short period of time. Like you didn't really get a chance to do like a full year or two of campaigning and ramping your way up and telling people I'm entering this race. It's really like you gotta hit the ground running, and you gotta like catch fire immediately. And I know his ad came out and it was very funny and very dope. So you just hope that it's connecting with people, and yeah, we wish him nothing but the best. Jason says, man, Pete was amazing. I just started getting into his podcast in the middle of last year, so it's great to see him on with y'all. I do try to make sure I give props to the white comedians who don't take the easy way out. And I have to say, I'm black, and I too remember when I was younger asking my older cousins, why are we walking so slow? Yeah. Yeah, I always say, I didn't say this on the show with Pete, but the joke that I always think of is, I think I said it on the show, or I don't know. I can't remember when I think I said this on the podcast. I just don't remember when. It had to be a long time ago. Probably during Random Thoughts. But I was like, man, ducks walk like black people in the parking lot.
And they walk like, bitch, I know you're not going to hit me. Like that.
Yeah.
And they will literally just look at you like, try me, bitch.
Ducks are so fucking like, you gonna be waiting.
Ducks and geese too.
Well, yeah, that whole like I don't know
that
who
whole family blend.
I don't know who told them they could do that and why we all just stopped for them. Like I don't know how that worked. Like does this go all the way back to like when people invented like people was riding horses and buggies and shit and they was like, no, we ducks, slow down. we crossing your street.
Yeah, rather.
But this used to be our pond, so
Yeah,
slow down.
You came in our territory.
Yeah, I don't know why, but ducks, I mean, they don't give a fuck, man. So, yeah, I always said that. Like, ducks, it's like they slow down when slower. It's like they see you waiting. They're like, oh, cool, we could take even more time. They gonna get this duck walk.
Yeah, it is.
Get into this walk. Get into this waddle. Kevin says, on Spotify, I've been a fan of Pete Dominic's podcast for some time, so I thought I was familiar with his background and his career, but I was wrong. The interview you guys did with him was so good and really showed sides of Pete I was unaware of. It was a great interview, and you two should be proud of your skill as interviewers. Thank you, Kevin.
Yay!
And he put 3 clapping emojis. That means a lot to me, man. I dearly, like, no joke, man. We don't be bullshitting with these interviews. You know, and we don't be trying to do the same interview that you just gonna hear all the time from everybody.
Yeah, that stuff get boring.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, I get it. Like, there's only so many answers to your life, and when you're somebody like Pete, you probably get asked a lot, you know, about your life whenever you're on places. And sure, you almost have canned answers and stuff, but we try to get people to like a place like a little bit further and a little bit more raw than just what you would hear other places, man. So it means a lot when people are like, man, I've been fucking with this dude for years and I did not know all this shit. And man, thank you. That means a lot to me. And shout out obviously to Karen as well, because you know, there used to be I always prepare for these interviews as if Karen's never gonna say anything, because back in the day she used to not.
Right, I didn't know.
Yeah, but like lately when we have people on for the first time, you always have amazing questions for them, stuff that I would not have thought of, no matter how much research I did or whatever the fuck. It's just, you know, this is the
our brains tick differently. Yeah,
and it's important.
Yeah, and sometimes like when people are. A lot of people don't know how to interview. When somebody is talking, you actually need to listen to what they say versus letting them finish and just throwing the next canned question at them. So a lot of times when somebody's talking, they will give you bits and pieces and clues about something. If you're listening, you can be like, as soon as they finish, I'm asking about that.
Right.
Like type of thing. And those are questions that you hadn't wrote down yet because that is like in real time. But I think sometimes people, I got 5 questions, I got blah, blah, blah. And so they be done said something. I'm like, well, damn. Like when we had the other guest on
the dermatologist or
the one that does the this on our network that was talking about
Jeremy Odom.
Yeah, Jeremy. It was Jeremy, and he started talking about the grocery store incident.
Right.
And he just kept talking because when somebody's talking and something is normal to them, they don't think twice about what they're saying because to them it's just a normal flow of conversation.
Right.
But if you're listening, you can kind of pick up on those things. Like when we was doing the marriage show and Kevin wasn't able to make it and his wife was there, me and you were just talking about our relationship and us being younger. We talk because it's natural to us, and they were like, hey, let's rewind. Like that was kind of quick and kind of fast, and for me, I didn't even think about it from that, but I was like, oh, that would make sense
Right.
from somebody else's perspective that these decisions were made in such a tight
And it lets you
period of
know
time.
that the people interviewing you are listening.
Agreed.
They care about your answers. They care what you're saying. So yeah, man, like I said, I appreciate the compliment on the interview because it does mean a lot to us. And lastly, the poll is: do you have hypervigilance? I'm surprised at the results of the poll because it's so high. Yes, 72%. No, 28%. I really thought it would have been the opposite because I feel like having this is one, I don't see a lot. I don't feel like it's a kinship with a lot of people. Like whenever I'm in a situation, I'll be like, fuck.
And also when you say hypervigilance, some people might be like that in one area, not another area. And then also when you say hypervigilance, is a difference between being hypervigilance online and being hypervigilance in person. So when you
that's true
ask
too.
that question, people go, yeah, I'm hypervigilant online.
I meant in
but-
real life, but you're right. Because everyone probably thinks they're hypervigilant online. That makes
Yes.
sense, actually.
Yeah. So not, and that
Yeah.
and it wouldn't be surprising if that's why that number is higher. But when you
Right.
ask, are you hypervigilant in person? That number right there would decrease.
And for the record, it's not really good to have it. It can manifest different ways. So meaning like some people see threats and stuff like that. Like I'm threatened by this, or if every word of your sentence they're looking for, like, oh, what does this really mean? I don't have that, I don't think. But I definitely had a thing where I wish I could let shit go sometimes, and I'm like, but I'm not gonna let this go because it is important that we understand each other in this moment. And sometimes, occasionally you meet people that appreciate it, but a lot of times, people don't appreciate it. It's like, I just want to say what I have to say, and I don't want to hear anything else in return. I don't even really give a fuck if you're listening to me.
Yeah, and also I think for me, in my personality, I kind of wish I had more of that in me. Because I'm gonna talk to you for a little bit, but then we get to a certain point, like, oh fuck it, like I'm real quick to be like, oh, we're wasting time here.
Yeah,
we're not we're not changing things here. You're actually not listening to me. And as a talkity ass bitch, I've got older and I realize my words are precious, and I don't like wasting my words on people. People are grown. You either gonna listen to me or you're not. And so I've realized a lot of times when it comes to things, people come and ask you for shit, but they don't really want your motherfucking advice. They just want to vent, which is cool. But guess what? And this is probably a trauma response from people just trauma dumping on me. I'm only gonna take but so much that I'm like, oh, you got to figure that out on your own.
Oh yeah, nah. That's a lesson I am still learning to some extent. Like, I know the empath part of me doesn't ever want people to feel alone or like they're talking into a void or something like that. But I feel like sometimes that leads people into places where they overstep or they feel like their behavior that I shouldn't normalize. Like if you're talking to me and it's 3 a.m, that's not normal. I'm asleep. You should be asleep. But there's a part of me that's like, I don't want this person to feel alone. So if I see it at, say I get up at 6 or something, or even if I was somehow awake at 3, I would be like, hey buddy, you good? Hey, oh, that's crazy. And now that I've gotten, older and stuff, I'm like, oh, no. That is a thing that I should be able to go, this behavior is abnormal. It's not for me. I don't know what this person might be going through, but
agreed.
Like they're going to have, like, me replying is not healing this thing. It's not helping this thing. It's exacerbating this thing. And I think that took me a long time to learn, I'm still learning it. So I feel you. Like, I wish I had more of the, like you just said, where you can just be like, no, this isn't about me. You got to figure this out. Bye.
And the thing is, I'll joke, and that's something that I personally had to learn. as somebody similar to you,
Yeah.
very caring, very kind, get emotionally involved. Because this is the thing, you have to be truthful with yourself.
Right.
And so you don't know where to set boundaries until boundaries are broken. That's when
Right.
that's what people fail to realize. So a boundary has got to be broken, and you got to be like, oh shit, I need to set a boundary here, because if I don't, it's not beneficial to either party. It's not benefiting me, and it's not benefiting you. And there's no reason to get mad at you when I just need to set a boundary.
Exactly.
And that's a very hard lesson.
But
people to
honestly
learn.
though, I'm there now. Like I'm proud of that.
I
Like,
am too, yeah, because I hadn't always been here.
Yeah, I make allowances for certain people if I love them, if they're family, they're friends, but I'm aware of that behavior on a level now that you can almost see it coming.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh, this is not a good fit. This is going to head to somewhere bad. But I think in the past I would be like completely blindsided by shit like that, and now
Yeah,
I'm more
same.
like, oh, okay, this is what I thought would happen.
Yeah,
All right.
and also, like I said, everybody got their trauma and shit like that. Like I told y'all before, as a talkity ass bitch growing up as a child, I was consistently ignored because people think my words, I'm just talking just to talk, and I'm just kind of just spewing things. And so that's why I said I had to realize my words are precious, and I don't want to waste
and
them.
I think you still do that with me a lot, where you just kind of talk to in some ways to just be talking, but I
Yes.
think that's because that's a safe space for you to be able to do that. And
Agreed.
I'm not gonna go off on you or tell you shut up or raise my voice or some shit.
Right.
And that's just part of it. But I mean I think it is something where, like I said, trust and safety in relationships can dictate a lot of that stuff too. Because like, oh, this is a place where you can just talk, but also you're an extremely effective communicator because you will say whatever it is. Like you don't, like I very rarely have to feel like, oh man, she never said she felt this way. It's like, no, if she let me know the second that she felt this a thing or whatever, like she, sometimes, it's stuff that I'm like, I don't need to know because I know you so much that I do know it already.
Right.
And you'll still say it out loud. And I'm still okay with it because I'd rather you do that than not say how you feel. So it's just, different strokes for different folks. There's other people that, that drives them crazy. I already know, but for me, it's like of the two choices, I'd rather, oh, she was speaking too much and I know exactly how she thinks.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Then I never know what the fuck they thinking, and then they just pop up on you.
Yes, and also I like you said, you have to be in a place of trust for with that. And there's also, like I said, for me and just my type of personality, I used to didn't tell people how I feel, and it was to my detriment.
Right.
So I made a thing where I was like, oh, you going to know how I feel.
Because if you don't do that, first of all, it's gonna come out no matter what.
Yes, it does, and it comes out in various different ways.
And and that is a thing I don't do. Like that's a thing I used to deal with, and I will never deal with for the rest of my life. Of people who harbor shit and then pop up on you like out of nowhere and expect you to be like a psychic. Like,
bitch,
no,
I can't read minds.
Because I would never do that to someone.
Right.
So I will never accept it being done to me. Period. That's a very dysfunctional way of communicating. And I deserve better than that. And the same way everyone I talk to deserves better than that.
Agreed.
There's zero people in my life that could be like, and then one day he just was like, actually, I hate you. Or actually, I don't fuck with you. Or actually, the whole time you ain't been shit. I would never do that. And anyway, all that to say, the hypervigilance thing in some ways is my way of letting people know in real time, like, this is what I'm thinking. And when it's safe in a relationship, it's so much easier for me because it's not an attack to be like, okay, so what do you mean by this? Or, okay, so do you think this? Or, well, this is where I disagree, but I feel where you're coming from. That I need that kind of space to grow as a human, to flourish.
Yes, and everybody has like spaces that they need, and everybody different people's personalities kind of mesh and don't mesh.
Right.
And I'm at the age now where part of being grown is knowing what you will deal with, what you won't deal with, what your personal boundaries are. and knowing that you ain't and can't be everybody's friend, you know, like, and that's just the truth. But you have to reach that conclusion within yourself.
All right, that's it for those comments on the website. We had no voicemails this week, so the only thing we have left is emails and mail. So
Okay.
I'm gonna play one more beat, and then we're gonna get into all of that stuff. So we'll be right back after this quick break. All right. Last thing is emails, right? We got one email and then some mail. The email is just Robert writing in saying you might want to consider the mini shot glasses next time you are taking a shot. Every time Karen mentions the Hornets, Amazon has these 1 ounce shot glasses
Be like, go mini, Rod, go mini. Your glass was too big.
or the disposable ones.
Oh shit, they got disposable ones.
And the only problem I have is where's the fun in that? We already have shot glasses in our house, and I definitely don't need a 12-pack.
Oh, not the 12-pack.
I don't know how much you're thinking we're drinking. I guess that's the joke, is that Karen mentions it so much I need a new shot glass for every time. But I'm just going to refill the one player. That's how that works. And the disposable ones with 100 shot glasses, I definitely can.
we having a party.
I'm not struggling with that alcoholism up in here, players. I think if I buy 100
hilarious.
shot glasses, I
Somebody got a problem. We
I don't know
need to
what's
have
worse.
A conversation.
What's worse, 100 shot glasses or drinking straight out the bottle? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what point you get to when
100
it's
shot
like,
glet's might finish the bottle. I don't know.
right, I got to get some help. All right. Let's get to what you left in the mail for us, guys. Once again, the mailing address, theblackouttips.com/about is the mailing address. And our wish list, if you guys do want to get us stuff, we have people that got us stuff from our Amazon wish list. It's in every single episode show notes. So you can just click there and find out. This one is from Shanna,
Oh.
who sends in Merry Christmas with a snowman on the front. Inside it says, Dearest Rod and Karen, happy holidays. First of all, thank you for having me on the Nerd Off. I love chopping it up with y'all, and I always leave it with a list of stuff to watch. Second, life news. I'm leaving my job in a couple of months, and I'm going to travel for a bit, including visiting Wonga Down Under. Looking forward to the 2026 and a new annual Animal Crossing update. Shanna, listen.
I know Wonga gonna love that, Lord. One day, Wonga. My goal is to get over there and spend some time with you. That'd be fun.
Every time I think of every time Animal Crossing comes up and people are like, who is this update for? It's been this many. I'm like, it's for Shanna.
Uh-huh.
I know who it's for.
Yeah, they gonna come right back.
And thank you, and safe travels and good luck with your job. Mm-hmm. I know transitions can be hard, and I know also her job was like helping kids and stuff. So and have fun. Then make sure y'all send us a selfie together or something.
Please do.
That's the homie. Oh, look at this one. Okay, this one says slay all day, and it's like Black Santa getting kissed by two little girls. Like that's adorable.
Like we said, y'all be finding the mahogany cars. I be
Don't
like, I
y'all?
didn't even know these cars existed.
Copper and brass paper goods is where this came from, it seems. Dear Rod and Karen, I just listened to episode 3199 with the poll question, do you send holiday cards, and decided to send you one from a Black woman-owned company. I hope this card gives you as many laughs as you've given me over the years. I just found this cover art funny, and Merry Christmas. I can't, let me see if the mailing tag tells me who it's from. It don't say the name on it. Seattle. I don't know who it's from. I know we know some people in Seattle because we went up there, but I'm not sure who it's from. But yeah, the slay all day and Santa I getting kisses. We love to see it. Okay. Is it as good as my sweater that says I got hoes in different area codes, Santa? I don't know.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's my fave.
Hoes in different area codes. That's hilarious.
This one is from Team Kojo. You know, Professor Caritha. Her and her husband, Craig. She put 2025 began. Craig was in the middle of his second year as Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion and Belonging at the Bancroft School, and Caritha was in the middle of her first year in the normal rank and status at Boston University after being a visiting professor. 2025 also started on a devastating note. Caritha's mother died the day before Caritha walked into classes. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Craig helped steady her through the entire experience, and their February trip to Kiowa Island proved perfectly timed. But of course, Craig spent much of September 2025 with the other woman. He played on tour basketball, on 4 basketball teams, and was a volunteer coach for the school's team. Caritha ran the 10K in Columbus with the Black Girls Run chapter she found in 2011.
10K, was that, I'm assuming that's double 5, so was that like 6 miles?
Yeah.
Woo.
What I do need to know what the other woman is. It's in caps, so I'm assuming it means something like a book or a job.
Yeah, probably all that basketball and all that stuff.
Yeah, basketball. Like I just need to know what the other woman is. Like I don't want to be cheering on and then you be like, and that bitch broke my marriage up, and I'll be like, I didn't understand. I thought it was a joke. I was laughing at the wrong parts. Throughout the summer, Craig coordinated meetups for DEI practitioners in support of each other, and Caritha made progress on her next book project. The year's summer of play theme was Dinks in Paradise. Besides seeing great theater in Boston, Team Kojo spent Juneteenth in Galveston, Texas, and their anniversary in California, breathtaking Sonoma Valley. The fall got off to an amazing start with Craig coordinating the school's participation in the Worcester Pride March. Oh, that must be the location. I was like Worcestershire sauce, whatever. Worcestershire. Like, look, we proud of our Worcestershire. Listen, don't nobody else fuck with this sauce, but you put this on the right amount of steak. Anyway, so freaking fabulous. And Caritha ran a fall 10K in Houston. We hope your 2026 is full of love and good health and prosperity and joy. Thank you.
Thank you,
appreciate
baby.
the update. Okay, Team Kojo. And I think that's all the cards, but then we got some stuff, some gifts. Paris Watts, Paris, I don't even know, should I, L Paris WS. I don't know if I should say your full government. I don't want you to get in no trouble. I don't know how it works. But this person got us 3 different gifts.
Okay.
Off our wish list. The first was some Gatorades. The zero with the zero sugar, because I don't do regular Gatorade. It got too much sugar.
I had a lot of
But
sugar.
I do like the electrolytes that I get from Gatorade. I just don't want to have to go to the store and buy a new one every single time, so I normally just drink water. But now I have a big ass thing of Gatorades in there, and I will be drinking them because I need to replenish myself. I don't like cramping up. We also got another thing from Paris that was Munchkin Deluxe dishwasher basket, and it's this thing, which we can use in our dishwasher.
For like those small items.
Right. So like anytime you need to clean like a sex toy, a cocaine glass.
And anal bead, apparently.
You know what I mean? A razor blade. You know, that kind of shit. Y'all know stuff that we all do. All of us put these things in our dishwasher.
No, we do not.
What?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, wow. Just
you.
lie to the people on the air. Okay. Enjoy your gift. This last one is from Paris, and it is wait, this one just says deluxe dishwasher. Oh wait, what's the last one? Oh, that's right. This one didn't say what it was, but it says on here. It's new slip, yoga, Pilates, bear dance. Aren't these socks or something? What were these? I want to say these were. Yeah, they were the footy socks.
Yay!
For Karen,
So I won't be
that she won't
slipping.
slip. We have wood floors, and Karen's trying to be more active at home with the working out and stuff, and you know, you don't want to fuck around and slip
And fall.
and fall. And then this one, I haven't opened it, so it doesn't say who it's from.
Yay!
But I saw the like address, and I think I know what's in it. But let me open it and see. It is Joyous Rose Incense 20 sticks of that motherfucking Fred Saul.
Yeah, you
That's
like
my
that
man.
one.
Okay, Fred Saul resin on the stick. They know what they doing. The only one better is, and I can't find this. I literally can't find it. I've looked everywhere online for this, y'all. I literally can't find it, and it's the resin on the stick, but it's sticky. I used to get these in New York, y'all. Because the guy who sold the incense,
Oh, that's right. That place we
it
used to
was
walk
like
to.
a couple blocks away from me. And y'all know I love candles and incense. Y'all know it. So I used to go there after work whenever I ran out. And I would always make sure to get the sticky incense, man. And they burn so slow, but they burn so sweet. And they are just, they're so perfect. But the problem is they can't be too hot, too cold. They normally don't ship them. I actually emailed that dude to be like, can you ship me some? And he never responded. He's like, this hype. Like, no. But man, them Fred Saul resin with the sticky resin, fam. But listen,
Yeah, because
these right here,
those are the ones where if they not the right temperature, they'll actually crumble.
But this shit right here, hey, I'm telling y'all, man, I'm putting y'all on to something, man. Y'all sleep on it if you want. You can get them on Amazon. They more expensive, but they worth it. But yeah, it says from Melody. So thank you, Melody.
Thank you, baby.
For getting this for us. We appreciate you. And like, the incense is lit because, no pun intended, it come with instructions. Like, you don't just, it's not just, it's like,
not just
nah.
burn them.
Okay, light the tip of the incense. Blow the flame out quickly in 2 or 3 seconds. Continue this procedure until a glow appears. This will help the resin not to bubble, drip, or put itself out. Place horizontally in the ash catcher. Occasionally, Fred's incense may stop burning. We do not add chemicals to help it burn. Just relight and enjoy.
Say we do not add chemicals.
Man, I got to get the motherfucking. If I can, it's gonna be weird. I go back to New York and then the first place I be is at that man's.
Oh yeah,
that man's incense spot.
First place we go smoking to. Yeah.
Me and him came cool, man. I was in there so often. Like, we used to have conversations and
Yeah,
shit.
you might want to tell them. You be like, "Hey, I'm from North Carolina. Can you send these to me?"
I tried.
pay for 'em.
I emailed him. I tried. He just didn't respond.
I mean, like face to face.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
it might be something where he seen that email going. What is this?
But man, that dude, them incense was hitting. And well, he probably would tell me you can't mail them, but them incense was hitting, man. And we used to have long conversations about incense, and he would always give me, like, I would buy a bunch of incense and then he would just give me like $10 worth of other incense. Like, oh, well, you heard about this? Nah, I haven't tried that one. Oh, you wait till I'm gonna put some in here for you. I'm like, okay.
Oh, he found him an incense buddy. He liked you.
The incense plug, man. That was my man. That might be the thing I miss the most about New York.
That dude.
We don't got the same incense plug. Infinity's in is cool, but it ain't
It ain't
that.
like that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it ain't like my man.
Because you would find like shit. You be like, what the fuck? Did you order this directly from India, sir? Like, what is this?
He had everything. He had all the like stones and all
Yeah.
the zodiac shit.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
That
I
place
miss
was
him.
neat.
Okay, but listen, whoever Melody, thank you. You know my heart. All right, y'all. Thank you everybody who took the time out to send us cards, to write emails, to leave comments. We should be back to doing shows a little bit more regular, although we still will be going to Hornets games, so that'll be changing some of the schedule. Like, y'all know what it is during this time of the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you to everyone who took the time out to send us something and to think of us, and wishing you all a happy new year. I hope you don't bring anything into the new year you don't need, and hope you pick up more things in abundance in this year going forward.
Yes.
And we'll try to make it through together, and I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about, because I think I woke up today and it's like Trump done kidnapped the president of Venezuela and his wife or something, and I was just like,
oh no.
yeah, I was like, yep. Politics till we get mad that will continue to go.
Wow.
Yeah, the ghetto. All right, y'all. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody. Have a good rest of your night, morning. Day.